Yo, what is up guys? And today I want to talk about Honkai Star Rail, the new gacha 3D open world game made by MiHoYo, which has kind of taken the market by storm. This game is super fun. I've honestly been staying up like the past 3 days all night just playing this game. There's a lot to do, and I'm sure if you guys are fans of other, turn-based gacha games that you'll have a lot of fun in this game as well. First thing you'll notice is this is an open world exploration game. The graphics are amazing and there are just so many areas that you can explore with like different mini games and treasure chests scattered, pretty similar to like Genshin Impact. But the thing is, since it is turn-based, you're not really playing in real-time combat, which I kind of prefer in gacha games. It makes it more strategic, I guess. So I'm having a lot of fun with this game for sure because of that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering though, is this game free-to-play friendly, right? A lot of people when they start playing gacha games, they want to know, how much do I have to spend to actually be able to play? Can I play without spending any money? Because I'm just trying to, find a game to play on the side because I have other games I'm playing. Let me just say that all the characters I'm using, I have, as you can see, this is the Trailblazer, the main character. I have Natasha, I have Serval, and Pella. These are non-5-star units. They're basically all free to play. And there's even more units you can choose from, right? You have like Asta, Dan Hong, and March 7th, which are, given to you at the start of the game. You can actually just make a team with, 4 free-to-play units like this that I just showed you, and you'll be pretty easily able to, beat the game, right? You don't really need any 5-star units. I have one 5-star unit, and you can see he's level 1. I haven't used him, right? So this game is super free-to-play friendly. There's so many team comps you can actually make. You just need to make sure, you just really need to make sure that, you have an idea of what kind of team comp you want to make with like a tank, a healer, damage dealers, and stuff like that. Just building upon that, you're going to see I use basically 3 main teams here. These are all free-to-play units. This is the team I'm using right now, all 4-star units as well with the main character. And the third team, same thing, all 4-star units with the main character, showing that, there's so many valuable team comps, and without even, pulling for 5 stars, or even if you get really unlucky and don't re-roll, you don't really need to because, this game is very easy to progress through, even with, like free-to-play units like I'm using here. The game also gives you a ton of rewards for actually, starting the game. There's a check-in event going on right now, which gives you the premium currency, and there's also, other things you can actually do to actually get, free rewards as well. And because this game is currently PvE only, guys, you actually don't need to worry about starting late. Even if you start a few days late or even like a year late, there's no competition to like climb a PvP ladder like, other games like Summoner's War, Epic 7. So even if you do start the game late, you can still enjoy the game to the fullest. You might just be behind on a few banners, but honestly, like I said, because it is so free to play friendly, it shouldn't really matter too much. Now, a big thing you guys are probably wondering about is how the combat actually works. So like other, turn-based gacha games, there's going to be an elemental system, and basically it's very interactive because you're going to see there are 2 bars, right? You have the HP bar and the white bar, which is kind of like their toughness meter. If you break the toughness meter here, you're going to see that they take extra damage and are weakened. Pretty interactive combat system, makes it a lot more strategic than other games that just have a very simple, element like 3 elemental system. And also you're going to see that since it is turn-based, there is no timer because it is all PvE, so you can really think about your moves. The animations are insane, guys. If I show you like one of the ultimates here for Natasha, you can see that the animations are very crisp and clean. It's very polished and defined, not like other games that rush to release and actually have like very awkward like animations. And I'm just a huge fan of how the combat flows. There's even a auto system and even a 2x speed system, so you don't have to sit through. And like I said, just looking at the animations, guys, like just look how beautiful it looks. It's actually amazing. Huge fan of what MiHoYo did with this game, and honestly I kind of like it better than like Genshin Impact and stuff like that, because it just feels like in a turn-based system it just flows a lot better for me. If you guys are wondering that the content is too easy, especially because you can get through with free-to-play units pretty easily, don't worry guys, there's so much difficult content. As you can see, like there's an entire Forgotten Hall here. I haven't even beaten like even, I guess, a little bit over like the halfway point, but even like some of the previous stages I couldn't even 3-star, which shows how difficult it is and shows how you need to actually strategize and actually expand your roster. And even within the story, guys, you're going to come to points where you're going to struggle against like some bosses, and you need to actually revise your team a bit and actually strategize and try to build some other units to actually progress. Although this game might be very fun at first glance, however, there are some things you guys should be aware of when you start playing. First, like I said, even though the game is very easily beatable with free-to-play units, the reason why I actually did beat it with free-to-play units, guys, is not because I wanted to. It's because the drop rates on the banners are very low. So you're basically guaranteed 1 5-star at the beginning of the game, even if you don't roll, just by summoning about 50 times, which you should be able to do within the first day or 2 if you play a lot. But if you look at the actual banner rates, you're going to notice that it is super low. So first off, there is a built-in pity. We'll talk about that in a second, but you're going to notice that the chance of getting a 5-star is actually 0.6%, which is abysmally low for any gacha game. Now, if you include the pity though, it's 1.6% every single pull, but that's still pretty low. Usually you have gacha games that are higher than 1.6% with a pity, so it makes it even higher than that, right? You're gonna see, you know, I pulled like 70 times on this limited banner, but I still didn't get her yet, which I'm pretty sad about. Now, for this limited banner, guys, you're gonna be guaranteed a 5-star unit at 90 pulls. If you look again, you're gonna see every 90 warps guarantees a 5-star character here. The thing is though, at the pity, you're not even guaranteed the banner unit. You have a 50% chance of getting either the banner unit here, or you have a 50% chance of getting a different 5-star that is listed down here as well. If you do pity it twice though, which is super hard to do without swiping honestly, then you will be guaranteed the banner unit on the second pity. So, you know, you have to keep in mind that you're not going to be able to pull for every single unit if you are free to play, because there's just a lot of pulling you have to do. Also, for the regular banner, you actually have the same thing where you're going to have a chance to actually get 1.6% chance to actually get a 5-star unit. Now, the pity on this banner is a little bit different. Instead of that limited banner or that limited unit being featured, obviously you're going to have a chance to get at one of the random 5-star units here. Now, talking about the normal banner, guys, which is going to have pretty much the same pity system where you're going to get it at 90 pulls. Keep in mind it doesn't include the limited banners, so you have to wait for the next rotation for the new limited banner that is currently running to actually be added, so you can actually get that unit. And also every 300 pulls, guys, you can actually choose one of the units that is a 5-star featured in the regular banner. You can see I'm at 67 at 300. It's a lot of pulls, but if you play long enough, obviously you'll eventually get it and be able to choose one. So yeah, the pulling system, the wishing system, or the summoning system in the game, whatever you want to call it, is pretty bad, but it is a common trend in MiHoYo games. So that's why they do have these really strong free-to-play units. So keep in mind, if you are a collector and you're free to play, it's going to be very hard compared to a game like Epic 7 to actually pull for every single unit, which is a pretty big downside in my opinion. Alongside that, guys, similar to Genshin Impact, farming for relics or gear is pretty difficult in this game because there is some RNG where you have to farm and try to get the ideal main stat for that piece as well. You also have to spend these energy crystals, which is going to be Trailblaze Power, which is used by fuel, or replenished with fuel, which you kind of want to save early game, which I didn't really do because I was trying to get through the game super fast. And you have to actually farm and do a lot of farming for this, which can kind of hurt you because this Trailblaze Power is kind of your energy for the day. If you use it all on farming good gear early, you're not going to get the proper like ascension materials you need to actually upgrade your units or other like trace materials and stuff like that. So you have to be very, very careful, and you're going to notice that as a free-to-play player, it's going to take you a lot more time to actually get good gear in this game, especially if you do get unlucky. The gear system is pretty similar to Genshin, right? You have 4 pieces with 2 like accessories, I guess. Just keep in mind, 2 of the pieces out of the 4 are going to have a random main stat. You see this as attack. This one has HP. This one has, let me find another one if I can, defense, right? So you're going to have to notice that you're rolling for the main stat as well as the sum stat on these pieces, which makes it pretty annoying. Just keep in mind that there's going to also be random rolls once you max this out. So you have to be careful, and you have to notice that the gear system, although it's better than like a game like Summoners or Epic 7, it's not, you know, the best still, because there is still some RNG involved, and since you are limited with how much you can play the game, especially in the late game, you have to be aware that farming good gear will definitely take you a long time in some situations if you get unlucky. Alongside that, guys, you're also going to notice if you progress too fast in this game, you'll actually hit walls with your account level where you'll actually have to wait for your dailies to reset or weeklies to get more experience. Like, as you can see, I only have 2 quests left. These will not give me enough experience to actually get to level 34 to actually start my story quest again. The yellow is the story quest, and you're gonna see that if I look at my level, actually, I am just at the start of level 32. So I have 2 whole levels to go, and I'm already out of quests, and you know, I want to start saving my fuel as well. So I'm kind of just sitting here waiting and just running around opening chests, which are limited, by the way, they don't refresh, and you kind of hit a wall where you can't actually do anything. So if you play too fast, you will hit walls, making it so that you kind of definitely want to play like another game on the side as well with this game in case this does happen to you. Another thing that I really dislike, but they might add it in the future, I've heard, but kind of unlikely, is that there is no multiplayer or even co-op. In Genshin, you can actually co-op and play with other friends, but in this game, there's a friend list, but you only use the friend list to really actually use their supporter, which you can see on the right here, right? We have like a level 6 unit or level 35 unit, and you can use them to help you in some battles, not even all the battles, so it's pretty limited in what you can do with your friends. Hopefully they add like a guild system or something in the future with more rewards, but for now, there is very, very limited, if any, like, you know, team play or multiplayer at all. Also, guys, you're gonna notice if you have units but you don't actually have dupes for them, which will be in the Eidolons tab, basically every single dupe of a unit you get, you'll get an extra level in this Eidolon level. You're going to be missing out on some bonus abilities for that unit. For example, I don't have a dupe of my Serval, which is one of my main DPS units, and I'm basically missing out on a cleave from her basic attack, which is a pretty big deal. Just like random damage or like extra damage as well, and just like a lot of things, right? She can actually apply like another dot, which is like the majority of her damage. So you're gonna see, you know, she'll actually be missing out on a lot of stuff because I don't have dupes. Like I'm even missing out on 30% more damage to shocked enemies, which is going to be, you know, the majority of the time the enemy will be shocked. So, you know, even though it's not that big of a deal because there is no PvP, whereas, you know, in other games with PvP, there is also a dupe system. Even though if you're playing by yourself, you will be missing out on some effects. You have to keep that in mind, especially if you're not whaling. And don't even get me started about 5 stars because they're so hard to get, right? It's going to be so hard to actually, you know, get the dupes for these units because of the fact that, you know, you're going to be having to whale so much. And you're going to see like even the dupe, the 6th dupe of this 5-star unit is going to basically make him get another turn when his passive activates, and you'll heal himself with 50% of his max HP. So a huge benefit that, you know, you're gonna miss out on, especially if you are not a whale, right? Overall, guys, I think this game is definitely worth trying out, especially because it is completely different from the traditional mobile experience, especially if you haven't played Genshin. And even if you did try Genshin and didn't like it, trust me, the turn-based system in this game might actually win you over. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and I do plan to make more content in the near future about this game because I'm having such a great time, and I think you should definitely try it out as well. Even though, you know, you might not be able to pull for every banner, it is okay. There's so many powerful free-to-play units out there, and they're still all very fun to use, and their animations are pretty cool as well. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys, you know, test this game out and try it for yourself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.